All right. Now, did I do that again? You Can Heal family. I sat down and I don't have that microphone. I tell you, we've already got a commercial break, and I've been on here 2 seconds. I tell you, now you're going to have to take it. If this is your very first time, you're going to have to excuse me. I will be right back. Can you, well, do you know where it is? You know where the TV console is? It's on the left in the door. Okay, Blessing heard me up here. Sorry. Well, I wonder if you can still hear me. Okay, maybe. I don't know. Hold on.
Can't find it.
You can't find. Okay, I'll be right back. Now, I really do apologize. I think of where I have that thing. Can you believe that? All right, I'm back. Oh my goodness. I tell you, tomorrow, hold on a second. Let me reach over here. So, tomorrow, my daughter has a volleyball game out of town, and I'm trying to get ahead of myself and pack up my bag for tomorrow. And I put this microphone in there in case I want to record in the car. Oh, I'm just glowing. Look at Marie. So I had to go grab that too. But, anyways, my name is Shena Major, and I'm a life coach, and I'm over here on YouTube trying to help you heal from relationships that have been unhealthy. Now, let's see. I don't normally look at numbers, but it looks like, according to Brian, 5 people are here. And I see good old faithful Lisa smiles in the comments already. Now, look at that. What a cute comment. Grab your water. Okay, got my own water. Got my notebook here. And I don't have my jammies on, but I'm here. Now, if you've been listening to me for a while, when I do transitions, I got to take a couple deep breaths. I got to just relax into the moment. I just can't jump right in. Because this night is going to be a little different. Hi, Acacia. Okay, good. So Acacia's here. Get my old faithfuls in here. Now, Tracy Ann, I need that good old support. Because I have to share some things tonight before we get into why I'm reading my own book. And I'm going to try to share in a way that, makes sense for me. Does that sound good? Now, I look like I'm a little short. Do I look a little shorter? Okay. And now I'm saying that because I watched this one lady talk about how to set up on Zoom. And she said, I think there's too much headspace in between me and the thing. Like, that bothers me. Like, okay, I'm playing around. You're not alone. Take a deep breath. Yeah, you got to do that. We're here to support you. Okay, so let's pray. Well, let me get some water first. You guys can tell I'm babbling, so maybe my heart is racing a little bit. I think it is. So let's pray. I'm going to close my eyes and pray. Now, if you think that's weird that I'm on a camera with my eyes are closed, it doesn't bother me because I got to calm myself down. So, Father God, thank you for this live stream here tonight with my You Can Heal family. May it go according to your will, and may the things I say be edifying to those listening and bring glory to you. In Jesus' name, amen. Simple prayer. Yes, Acacia, the Gulp Ministry is in effect. Now, that name is so unladylike, but I'm going to take it and I accept it because it came from a very pure place. And, it's what I was doing. And I think I remember the actual video when it got named the next morning because I was actually in my bed recording that morning and I was so thirsty. And I was like, now I said to myself on that video, I hope no one can hear me gulping. And sure enough, yeah, good old Lisa Smiles called me out on it and told me she could hear me. And I was like, oh my goodness. So that is why we are the gulping ministry. But our scripture is Psalm 42:1. We gulp for God like a deer after the water brook, right? Panting after Jesus. Q Scott is here. Okay, that's real good. That's real good. All right, got my good faithfuls here. Now, everybody knows it's the new year, and on social media and emails, everywhere you turn, right? And social media, you're getting all these New Year things. And I don't really get bothered by it. Like maybe when I first started this life coaching business, whatever, I'd be like, oh, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough. And, this year it didn't bother me at all. I did not send out a Happy New Year email like that, like official. And I rarely, now the truth is, I do not email my email list consistently either. So those are some things I'll be working through this year. Now, I have a vision board that used to be up here. Now I have my inspirational quote wall and brain dump wall above me, but like right behind this computer is my vision board. So I took it down and I started my new one, and it's very slim because there's so many things that I know God's calling me to, and I haven't really gotten moving on it. So today, yeah, today was the day. Today was the day. Now, Q Scott might remember this because I think we were on a live with So one morning, and the live ended up going long, and it was just a really good live. It was about budgeting, but then it got off onto some other things, and I talked about writing a devotional, right? Now, Q Scott, if you remember that day, just put I remember in the comments. Okay, support me in this story. Okay, she says yes, she remembers. Well, Q Scott, my confession is I wrote one day of my devotional. One day got written. And it started off that I was going to have a 7-day You Can Heal devotional and a 30-day You Can Heal devotional. And I was going to base it off my workbook, my coaching program, because it is based on 7 pillars, but there's 12 weeks of work to do to get your good healing, right? So I said, well, I'll base it the 7 days off those 7 pillars and write that. And then the 30 days, I'll just kind of stretch out those, whatever. So today, I'm on a call with my coach, and the Lord just told me through this person, which I've known, but I sit on it. And I think part of me like stalls. No one likes the word procrastination, so I'm just going to put stalls right there. And haven't really done what the Lord asked me to do. Now, have I been doing a good work by reading the Bible? Yeah, you can't go wrong reading the Word of God. And I was clearly instructed because I believe He knew my heart and knew how I wanted to help people based on my experience. So I hope this story is making sense. So I ended up I started reading the New Testament here on YouTube. And then I began reading the Old Testament. And then I started reading the Jesus Calling to figure out what I need to be doing here. Now, let's go. But you took that step today. Keep going. Okay, so that's good. So I was on a phone call the other day, and I was just talking about what I'm doing on this particular platform. I've said a couple times, social media and I aren't friends. I was sharing with the person I just learned how to cut and paste when I started like this coaching, right? So I didn't even know how to do that. So the simple fact that I even have a website or anything that I had to build through this business coach I had hired back in 2020 when the pandemic started. And it was really difficult for me to get through her program. And I did 3 masterminds back to back, and we had to build this WordPress website. And listen, the homework was on a whole nother level. And the way this particular coach did it, she made videos for us, and then we had to follow the steps. So here I am trying to pull up the video on my phone and then just go step by step to get this thing done. And I would be up to like 3 in the morning. Like this went on for weeks and weeks and weeks. And, Blessing would pop her head in my room or come out here to where I do my work. And she'd be like, Mom, you need to go to bed. And I just couldn't. I had to figure it out. I had to finish. So I got, the job done and whatnot. But it was not easy for me. So I've always steered away from technical things. Like technical things are not my thing. And, pay someone to do what they're good at. This is not my thing. But what I could afford at the time was this program, but not to have someone just build it for me. So I had to press on. And it gave me a lot of confidence. It built a whole lot of confidence doing things when you're afraid and doing things when you're scared and doing the things you don't know how to do, but trusting God will fill in the gap for you. So that's what I had to do. Okay, so Acacia said mine either. So maybe she means with technical stuff, I think. So where am I in this story? Where am I in this story? Someone tell me where I am. Let me go for the Lord. Let me go for God. Okay, so let me go off on a tangent since I'm kind of lost my place here. Do it afraid. Okay, that's good. So on my birthday, let me just go there because this is really interesting too, how things come together and how the Lord moves in my life. So on my birthday, I got a birthday blessing, and I ended up calling the person, and we were talking, and that person's here tonight, and we were talking about our bodies, or I was talking about mine or whatever, and how I wanted a bigger backside because mine is like super flat, right? Really flat. So this past week, I've been doing squats all week with Gigi on her channel, and it's been really good for me. And I just feel really good about that, how that just like naturally happened because I would try to, get some kind of routine with that, but it wasn't working. So I've done like a lot of squats. Donkey Kong. Okay, Lisa smiles. That's a good word for it. So yeah, just working on that. But the person I was talking to was so nice, like, thank God for what you do have, all that. But still, like the Lord will give you the desires of your heart in his time. Okay. So yeah. And so once I start something, when I say I'm gonna actually do it, like it's not an option anymore. So I'm squatting and I'm expecting results in that area. Oh yeah, I'm expecting results. So back to this call. Okay, so the whole devotional thing. Now, you guys know, and everybody on here has listened to me read the Bible. And also, I started in October reading the Jesus Calling. So I'm on the phone today with this coaching call and talking about what I'm doing on my channel, da 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 da. And I was saying how I started a new playlist reading the devotional. And I got some really good information about what I'm doing here. And it kind of scared me. It kind of scared me a little bit in the sense that I'm a very big rule follower, and I don't want to break any rules or do anything that's going to hinder someone else or hurt someone else or stumble someone else. Like that's really a big deal to me. So the way the person shared with me what they were thinking made a lot of sense. And, I said, you don't have to tell me twice. Like when I get information and now that I'm aware and I know and I'm hearing it from someone I really trust, everything has to change. So tonight we were going to read the rest of chapter 5 of this book, which I do love this book. And as you guys know, I've read it at least 3 times and it's changed my life. And I've been sharing it with you, but I'm not going to do that anymore. We're not going to be reading that book anymore. Now, you've got a good idea of what the book is about. So if you really need the book, I'm sure you can find a creative way to get the book in your hands. Hopefully, the library will have a free copy, if you don't want to buy it. But I'm not going to be reading it to you anymore. The good news is I'm going to start tonight reading my own book, and some of you have already read it, and I thank God for that. So I'm just going to share on my channel things that I've done as far as created because I just don't want to do anything that you know just isn't sitting right with me after the call I had today, which is good, right? Which is good. And then the thing that really got me was this person started talking about the Jesus Calling devotional and broke that down as to why I'm reading it and what the results of it could be as far as building a brand. So the challenge was, now this floored me today. And the person I was talking to does not know the whole backstory of like this whole year, how it's been a struggle. Like every time I sit down to write, it's just like this heaviness it's like I'm just getting smaller and smaller, right? And this person was like, pretty much write your own. I'm not kidding. I'm really not kidding. This really happened. And I was like, Lord, if you don't hit me over the head with the truth. So that one devotional I wrote, like in the summer, yeah, Juice got it, really was. I could not believe it. Was was the one I wrote. So that's gonna be um part of my 365-day devotional. And it's going to have to unfold the way it unfolds. I know that a lot of devotionals go along with the season or the time of day or the year, whatever, or the season we're in, but mine's going to be written daily, like as they come. So tomorrow, when you hear the devotional, it's not going to be the Jesus Calling. Now, if you really love the Jesus Calling, and I do too, I'm sure you can find that as well. And remember, you can always just go back to the ones I've already read to be encouraged and lifted up. But tomorrow, I'm going to read my very own devotional entry that I wrote this summer. And I even thinking about it, I was in my car today. I was driving back from the store, and my heart was like racing. Like, are you really going to do that? So I'm having this whole conversation, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Hi, Lisa. She's clapping and praising hands. So that's a good sign. And she says she's excited and I can do it. Yeah, I can because God tells me I can. So I have to go with that. I'm standing on his foundation, right? The solid rock on which I stand. All other ground is sinking sand. That's how I feel. So I'm going to write my own devotional, and Lord willing, it will come out on my channel today. But as they get written, I will read them to you. And then, by this time next year, I'll have a whole book. Okay. So that's what the Lord's calling me to do. And it's going to happen. And so the goal is by this time next year, it'll be done. And we'll put that whole thing together, and then it'll be a resource that people can purchase if they'd like to, or they can just listen to the videos because I'm going to record them all as well. All right. So that's my first big, huge thing. Now, the other thing is that this person shared with me, Gulp for God. I was sharing about how I've read the Bible, and the person was like, "Wow, you read the whole New Testament?" Yeah, we have, and now we're in Leviticus, and we're studying that and reading that. But some people just are able to hear something and look at what someone's trying to do and come up with ideas. So I'm still going to read through the rest of the Old Testament, however long that takes. At this rate, it might take a couple years, and that's okay. I'm not going anywhere. So I'm still going to do that, but I'm going to add other videos that will come out regularly, at least 3 times a week, that will ask the question. Now, I wrote it down because I took notes on my call today. So there's the proof, right? Okay, so you guys are doing it like firsthand. I took notes. So I'm going to be doing videos where I'm on camera sometimes, maybe not all the time, but the question's going to be in the title. What does the Bible say about? And the first 4 I'm going to do are parenting, fornication, and divorce. Well, why those? Well, I've experienced all those things. I'm a single parent, and I have definitely been in fornication and not proud of that, but that's the truth. And divorce, I have gone through that. So I'm going to be sharing scriptures on those specific topics. And what this person taught me today, and the brilliant mind that they have, is these things are what people are searching for on a channel. He said people will find um, you if they like the Bible and they're looking to read the Bible. And then they'll have that there. Because some people, like he said, some people will, read the Bible app and hear the Bible read to them. And then I got affirmed, you guys. I got affirmed in a big way. The coach said to me, "Your voice is calming." And your voice is very soothing. And listen, I just nearly fell over. Okay. I did. I did. I said, "Lord, you better leave me alone because the sky's the limit." And then, he was saying how it's just going to have your brand take off. Now, is the goal for my brand to take off? Because I've never been a YouTuber. I don't consider myself that. I consider myself just a woman who's gone through many things, and I'm going to share them with you in a way that is comfortable for me and in a way that doesn't make me so scared to get on this platform. Like I've said before, if you've watched the videos that I put out, my first one was in September of 2020, and I looked terrified. I was just reading. I had my script like hooked up next to the side of my phone so I could read the information. I can't even watch the videos because they honestly make me cringe. So that's what we're doing moving forward. And I shouted out all of you, and I just shared how since I met you all, my life is changing, and God's timing is so good and so real. And I say you can heal. The book is here, is behind me, and it's true because I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot, and I thank God for my experiences because they can help someone else. But I have to put in the work, and I have to move towards that destiny, like we learned about, and I have to take serious action. And when I'm given an instruction, I'll carry it out because I know it came from the Lord and it was confirmation. So I'm just going to take one day at a time. I'm going to go with it, and gonna I'm going to be happy doing it. I'm going to enjoy the process along the way, and I think. And I know because I'm a human being that, me writing my own devotional, there'll be challenges and there'll be days, I'm sure, when I think, it's not enough or good enough. But I'm going to read it anyway. And then in the comments, be honest with me and let me know if it moved you, because, we all need that, to have that accountability. And then I can make edits along the way. But I'm just going to trust God with the format and all that stuff. So that's that. And tonight we're going to start my book, You Can Heal. And the background of this story is, yeah, Q Scott, I think he really will be. And I was just so blessed today. I can't even tell you. I cannot even tell you. I cannot. But the background on this book is when I started in 2020 with the coaching and all that and setting up everything, I ended up in a millionaire mentorship. And then the same person who was leading that, the group of the guys who were doing that, he started a book challenge, a 7-day writing challenge that I participated in. And then after the 7-day challenge was no cost, but after that, you paid for like the rest of the process, like after you had written how to put it all together. So for me, my book is not long. I think it's 68 pages and it's self published. So I use Fiverr, right? For the cover. And then I have the cover page, You Can Heal, How to Heal from Unhealthy Relationships and Learn to Love Yourself. So, you know how you read a book? Like everybody's afraid to write a book because you don't know where to get all this information from, like there. But mine is just really simple because it taught us how to self publish our books. So it's just the name of the book, the copyright, and then all rights reserved, and then it's just a generic contents and cover may not be reproduced in part and whole without the express written consent of the publisher. And then it's published by my name and the city and town I'm in, and all the publishing rights exclusively belong to me. And then it just says, for information, contact me. And then there's my website. It says the book designer, my ISBN numbers here. And this is the first edition, September 2021, and then printed in the United States. And then it has the chapters. And the chapters in this book correlate directly. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, there we go. The chapters in this book correlate directly to my coaching program. So I don't even know if you guys know, but it's on my website and it's a 12-week workbook course. And I believe it's selling, if you do it independently, it's like $47 for the 12 workbooks. So that's what the book is based on. So when I wrote the book, I had the program already written. So I used the program to tie it all together in the book. Q Scott said it's a quick read and looks like a professional piece of work. Oh, that's nice. I thank you. It was a great experience, and I have the daycare, as you guys know. So I for that week, my assistant worked. I think she worked 4 to 6 hour days. She's not here, all day, but she showed up every day and had longer hours than she normally did, so I could get this done. So she held down the fort downstairs while I was up here um, going for it. So we're going to start the book. And I think I told you guys when I read books, I do cover to cover. I don't like to skip anything because I don't want to miss out on my blessing. So the front of the book, You Can Heal, How to Heal from an Unhealthy Relationship and Learn to Love Yourself. And then down here it says, True Healing Begins with Self-Love in My Name. So on the back cover, we'll start there. It says, I used to believe I had no value and that I didn't matter. This negative self-image helped lead to a pattern of abusive and unhealthy relationships for most of my life. I found myself repeating the same cycle. I would find my way out of one unhealthy relationship only to end up right back in another. Then came my wake up call. It took my daughter's life being threatened to make me realize I needed to get honest with myself. And that daughter I was talking about is my Dolly. She's only like 2, I think, or 3 for this particular incident on the back of the book. I needed to get honest with myself. If I didn't, I could end up dead. I took action, started to educate myself, and finally began to feel a strength that helped to set me free. Today, I am proud of who I am. I'm finally able to love myself and will never again allow myself to be mistreated. Now, I am dedicated to helping women who are brave enough to begin their own recovery and to take responsibility for their own healing. In this book, I will share with you the 7 pillars to discovering you, which are the exact steps I took on the healing journey that set me free. And then it says Sheena, which is me. See if I can put this here. I have the wrong glasses on again, you guys. Sheena is a life coach and speaker who teaches women how to end the pattern of abuse. They can gain confidence, find value in loving themselves, and form healthy relationships instead. She has successfully recovered from over 30 years of being in and out of abusive relationships, and now her heart's desire is to teach women how to stop the pattern and begin living a happy life, a happy and fulfilled life. She has 4 beautiful children. Bria, 29. Bria's 30 now. Landon is 26 now. Blessing is now 17, and Bryn is 9. Their ages when I wrote it were 29, 25, 15, and 8. I live, Sheena lives with her 2 youngest children outside of Rochester, New York. And then you can visit my website to find out how we can work together. So that's the back of the book. All right. Hi, Chrissy. Oh, that's so nice. Chrissy Sam is going to be sitting in Lisa Smiles' chair, everybody. Now, Chrissy Sam, yeah, I just told your business, but listen, we're a family here. I'm just looking so forward to watching that video. And then Tracy Ann are trying to get our buckets filled to go to North Carolina to visit Lisa. We decided that today in the comments. She was doing a video and the lady's hair was like scraping the floor pretty much. And we're like, we need to get there. We need to get there. So anyway, Chrissy, I'm reading my very own book tonight for tuck-in time. And we just took a look at the back cover. She said, tell my business coach. Okay. Well, listen, only good is going to come out of this wonderful encounter. I can't wait. I can't wait. So we're all going to live through Chrissy as she's getting her hair done by Lisa Smiles. So the chapter um, in the book, I'm going to read the forward and introduction. Chapter 1 is recognizing you need help. Chapter 2 is understand what got you here. Chapter 3 is heal your emotional wounds. Chapter 4 is know the importance of self-care. Chapter 5 is acceptance. Chapter 6 is discover who you really are. And chapter 7 is take action to live the life you really want. And that's a big one because that's what I'm doing now on here, reading to you and sharing what I just shared. Taking action, the only way we know that we're moving in God's will and towards his plan for us. Because if we don't do anything, we're not going to know if it's what we should be doing, right? I'm just glowing so much. Okay. And then chapter 8 is see yourself as already healed. And then there's recommended resources and a little bit about me and acknowledgments. All right. So moving on is the forward. It says, we are filled with excitement that our beloved Sheena has written this book to help others recover and heal as she has done. If you are searching for ways to overcome the negativity of an abusive relationships, the steps she has outlined will help begin your pathway to be set free from the weapons of abuse. Once you choose to take the necessary steps, you will discover you can reclaim your spiritual and mental freedom, and and enjoy a meaningful and purposeful life again. We believe that you are only a decision away. And the foreword was written by Pastor Roger and Minister Medell H. Breedlove, my pastors, right here at In Christ New Hope Ministry in Rochester, New York. And let me tell you, when I was at the part of the book where all the all the chapters were done, we had to do the acknowledgments and the foreword and all that. The guy was, walking us through the process. It took me probably a good 3 weeks to get up the courage to ask my pastor to read my manuscript and then write the foreword. I was terrified. But, it was something I couldn't skip that step because the book would have never gotten done. And, I think the scariest part of moving forward is like the fear of the unknown. Because once I sent the message and, we had a conversation, it was like, no problem, daughter, just send it on over and I'll take a look at it. And that's exactly what happened. I sent it over and they read it and then they had the forward written like in a couple days. So we make things more difficult than they really are. Because if I would have asked and they said no, then I just would have known then I needed to ask someone else. But I really wanted them. I respect them so much. So that's the backstory on the forward. All right, are you still with me? It was very nice. I'm telling you, he's such an anointed pastor. And a little more background. When I was married, I started going to that church with my children, my girls, and it was a battle getting out the door. My ex-husband was just not for it. And, a lot of times people have trouble with Black churches and pastors if they dress a certain way or drive a certain vehicle. So anyways, it just became a battle getting out the door. So I tried going there with the girls for, I don't know, maybe 8 months or so, but it just caused too much strife. So we ended up finding a church out more. It wasn't a Black church, it was a Caucasian church. And we ended up settling there, which was okay because that's where I found Celebrate Recovery. And that's when I started working through my healing. So it all worked out. It all worked out. And then Lisa said, and now look, you're getting the bill all year for your coaching sessions. Yeah. Now, Lisa, you tell it. And that's true. My Lisa's comment, if you're not in the comments, she's saying how in November at the end of last year, I got the courage again, another step of faith, to ask the pastor if I could use the building. The church is a very nice building, but it wasn't always that building. There was a little brown building in front of the church that they still own, but they don't use, they use for other things. So they allowed me to use that building in November on the first Saturday to do my first coaching workshop. That was a half day and it went really well. So now I'm going to be doing group sessions one Saturday a month for the whole year there. And that was another step of faith too, when I had to write up the reasons why and what I was going to use the building for and then meet with them and get the approval. And then that was fine too. Once I got there, the meeting was really fun and we had a good time together and I got some good counsel as well. So it's every day is really trusting the Lord for what he puts in our imagination. Thank you, Chrissy. And what our heart's desire is. And then as we move and we walk and go forward, he'll open the door or he'll shut the door. If he opens the door, great. If he shuts the door, great. Why? Because you weren't supposed to be there now or maybe ever. And then he'll let us know. So my goal this weekend is to get the registration link up and send out the email because the first session is going to be the 21st. If anyone's in Rochester, New York, come. We're going to have a great time. We will. Okay, so let me go for God on that, and then we're going to move into the introduction. Now, you can buy this book, it's on audio on Amazon, and on like, I don't know, I did some research. It's on like a zillion different places where you can buy this book on audio, and I had someone else read the audio. Lisa said she's going to come one month. Okay, Lisa, I'm coming to North Carolina. Yeah, and my hair is a whole nother thing, you guys. Even with the thumbnails I make, I'm pulling up pictures of, I got all different hairdos and just about every other thumbnail. It's hilarious. But yeah, I've really been, do you guys want to know? I feel like I want to share this because my hair grows best when it's in a protective style. So when I was wearing wigs all the time, I would just, corn roll my own hair underneath and wash it and all that. But, I just got convicted. I didn't want to wear wigs anymore. And mainly because I am terrified about not having edges. Like, I see ladies who, yeah, Lisa, I'm telling the business. So I see ladies who have no edges, but I don't think they know because your hairline keeps going further and further back. And I'm terrified of that happening to me. Now, this style is going back. Um, but I think my edges are in pretty good shape. But I'm really scared of not having edges. And the second reason I don't want to put my wigs back on is because I started wearing wigs because a man wanted me to. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He told me to get that wig and get that long hair flowing. Oh my gosh, it sounds so ridiculous today. And I did it. And I was wearing wigs, and then the relationship was so abusive. Okay, it was so bad. I ended up with the cancer, and then all my hair fell out. So then I really started wearing wigs. So I was just trapped in this wig for years, and I just needed a break. So I gotta just come up with these hairstyles, you know, that will protect my natural hair so it can grow back. And then it did grow back, and then I put some hair color in it. Then I stopped going to my stylist, and it all broke off. So I'm starting all over again for like the third time. If you wanted to know, okay, I shared the whole thing with you. If you wanted to know, that's what happened. Dolly, why are you still awake? And what is so funny? My daughter does not sleep. Look, it's 11 o'clock. Now, tomorrow we're going to Buffalo. I live like an hour from there. Blessings in a volleyball tournament. And we have to leave at 5:30 in the morning. And this child is still up. I tell you, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing with Bren. All right, how are we feeling? Are you guys tucked in your beds? Are you guys all like in your jammies? Everybody's laughing. You don't think they know? No, Lisa, I don't think they know. Are you talking about the edges that keep going back? I don't, because if anybody knew, they would try to do something about it. I've seen the ladies, and that they wear the braids or do the tension styles for so long, their forehead just keeps getting bigger. I don't know. Just oh my gosh, it terrifies me though. It terrifies me. But the rosemary stimulating spray, it works because I had this spot right here when I tried to do my own relaxer. Why? Because my baby daddy was coming to town and I wanted to look good. And I slapped that chemical and burned out my hair. Oh, yeah, I did. And that was, let's see, Landon. It was Landon's dad, my 24-year-old son. No, he's 26 now. Oh, my gosh. My son is 26. His dad was coming for Thanksgiving. And I had to relax my hair and whole bald spot. Oh, yeah, for a man. I had to look at that bald spot for years till I met Lisa Smiles. Now the stimulating spray. The stimulating spray is bringing back my hair. Or you know what? I don't know. Yeah, it's got to be the stimulating spray because what else have I done different? Yeah, so to the stimulating spray, take a drink with me. This is water with the lemon. Everybody settle down. My goodness, it's just water. All right, are we ready for the introduction? Are we ready? Now everybody's laughing. Oh my God. Okay, you guys got Chrissy Salmon here laughing. All right. So the introduction. Now, this is interesting because I'm reading my own book and I have not read the whole thing out loud. Obviously when I was editing and stuff, but even the editor did most of the reading. I was just writing. So this will be fun for me too. My God, I hope I don't get emotional. How unprofessional would that be? All right, let's just get it started. Hold on. Dolly,
Yeah.
you need to settle down. You need to turn off those lights and go to bed. I do not want to hear you. Okay, that was my 9-year-old. As some of you know, she doesn't sleep. Did you take a melatonin?
No.
You need to do that and listen to Superbook and get off that phone.
Yeah, I feel like it would be better for me to sleep upstairs.
Okay, don't come on here cutting up. Come up here.
Okay.
My children. Sorry, this is my life. Now Brent's gonna come up here. I know she's gonna want to make a debut. I know she will. I know she will. Now, last time I saw her, she had on her Lisa Smiles bonnet. Let me see. I think it's still on. She was dancing before, and then as she was dancing for, she ripped the bonnet off and swung her hair around. So I don't know. Okay, don't fall. Oh my goodness. Brent and I might read a book together tomorrow too at this tournament because we'll have some time in between.
I sleep downstairs sometimes, guys. Just gotta get used to it.
Come show Lisa your bonnet. Come here, come back. Put all that blankets down. She loves her bonnet. Okay, say good night.
Good night.
All right. Okay, she's got her bonnet on, Lisa. All right. Are we ready? You guys said ready. I'm holding on. Okay. Looking like looking like a chef. I know. The way it's sitting on her hair is so cute, adorable. All right, here we go. Introduction. I am dedicated to helping other women heal from abuse and learn to love themselves. The reason I'm doing this is that for so long I didn't love myself. I saw no value in me and I allowed men to treat me any way they wanted. I don't want that for you. I want you to live your life and know who you are and not struggle with always trying to please someone else. My mission is to help women heal, to help them be who they are in Christ, and to know their worth. 5 years ago, I realized that something was wrong. I was stuck in a relationship where I was always hurting, and looking back, I realized that this was not the first time I was unhappy. Even my previous relationships had been about me trying to please someone else. I had been subjected to so many different types of abuse over the years: verbal, mental, spiritual, and even physical. These people who said they loved me only wanted to control me, which left me feeling afraid and even lonelier than before. I've managed to finally overcome these destructive relationships, and I want to be able to share my experience in hopes that it can help you. One reason I found myself in these situations is that I've always had problems with my parents and self image. I was constantly seeking approval from them and ridden with codependency. I've allowed myself to live so long trapped in this type of bondage, in this type of life, and I want to be able to share with you what I've learned. You might be wondering how I stopped this destructive cycle. Unfortunately, it took my daughter's life being threatened to finally force me to make a change. My 3-year-old daughter and I were snuggling in my bed, watching a movie when the door flew open and a man was standing there. I was petrified. I didn't know what he was going to do or even if he had a gun. He demanded money, probably for some drug deal. Hold on. My little book is too thin to hold on the music stand. That's hilarious. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Oh my gosh. This is my life. Okay. This is my life. Okay. So everybody settle down. Everybody calm down. What did Q Scott say? That's the part that shocked me. Oh, Q Scott, it was a very terrifying night. It was scary, the whole thing. Okay, we love you. It's okay. All right. So let's just hold the book at the right distance. And I really need those other glasses, but we'll figure it out. Okay. So I was petrified. I didn't know what he was going to do or even if he had a gun. He demanded money, probably for some drug deal with my ex husband that went bad. That's right, the man I was married to, who said that he loved me, was allowing this to happen. In fact, he was there demanding the money right alongside this man. I was so frightened. I really thought my life was going to end. My, well, I wrote husband here, but my ex husband now was jabbing his finger in my forehead, yelling, "Give me the money." I have no idea how I found the strength, but I just stood my ground, yelling back, "I don't have it." Then I just kept crying out to the Lord, saying, "Jesus, Jesus," over and the man eventually room, and so did my husband. It was then that I realized how bad this could have been. I could have been dead. My daughter could be dead. I had another daughter across the hall bedroom, and that was blessing. And she could have found us there. It woke me up. I left the house with my kids that night. That's when everything changed for me. That's when I knew I needed help and that something was seriously wrong on the inside of me. I realized that if I didn't figure it out, I wouldn't be alive much longer. I always thought I was stuck and that I was never going to have peace. I stayed in that relationship even though I was unhappy. I couldn't imagine what my life would be like not living in an environment that was crazy, not knowing what was going to happen next. I was always hoping for the good moments to roll around again, even though I was constantly dealing with all the bad things that were going on inside my home. I didn't think I'd ever get out. Do you ever feel like that? Do you ever feel trapped in a relationship that you know isn't good for you, but you just can't get out? You just can't. That was my biggest problem. I couldn't see how it was going to happen. How could I get away from this situation? I decided I needed help. I wouldn't be able to do this alone. I found programs called Celebrate Recovery and Codependence Anonymous. I read books. I did whatever I could to help me get where I am today. It was a lot of work, but my life and the lives of my children are worth it. That work made me feel stronger than I ever have, and I knew that if I could do it, then so could others. One night during my prayers, I was thinking about how I could help other women and asked the Lord, what is it that I did to be able to get out of that abusive situation? How can I help other women do the same? I was talking to the Lord. And the Lord told me to just write down everything I ever done. What process did I take to get to where I am today? And so I did that. I wrote it down. If you ever wonder if you can be happier than you are, or if you can get out of a miserable relationship, the answer is yes. Yes, you can. When I wrote down what I did to heal, I realized it turned out to be 7 things. I called them the 7 pillars to discovering you. They outline the steps I took to begin the process of recovery, to be free, and to discover my true self. Going through this process has changed my life. It helped me find true happiness and learn that I can love myself. The first steps is realizing you need help. Okay, so that's the first pillar. It says, have you ever had these thoughts or feelings? I'll never be happy. I'm so lonely and confused. Oh, that internet's breaking up, it says again. Please wait while we try reconnecting. Well, I'm going to mess with it. I tried messing with it one other night and the whole thing shut down. So give me a thumbs up, somebody, if you're still awake and everything sounds okay. Okay, Chrissy did. Okay, thank you, Chrissy. All right. So, have you ever had these thoughts or feelings? I'll never be happy. I'm so lonely and confused. I'm miserable. I don't feel loved. I don't love the person I am. I wish I had more confidence. I'm always trying to keep everyone happy. I try to fix other people's problems. Things would be different if my partner would only change. These are all misconceptions. We think our life will never change, but I want you to know that it will. It will start to change when you begin to know that you can love yourself, find value in yourself, and that you can believe in yourself. This is more important than focusing on the person who is abusing or mistreating you. Being mad at them for what they are doing won't help you change your situation. When you take the focus off the person hurting you and start looking inward, that's when you can begin to heal. Oh, yeah. This journey is about finding out who you are and falling deeply in love with yourself. My relationship with God has helped me with this step tremendously. I believe that God lives inside us and He created us out of love. He was the first one to love us, and His love is never ending. Knowing and feeling His love has helped me to learn to love myself. If you don't have a relationship with Jesus yet, there's always time to develop one. By the end of this book, you'll begin to see that you are created perfectly and uniquely. Because of that love that you'll find for yourself, you're never going to let anyone treat you badly ever again because you realize just how precious you are. I'm so glad you're going on this journey with me. I know that as you read this book, you'll begin to hear things that will help you grow. My goal is to help you move forward and to become that woman that you know you are on the inside. You're not alone. We're in this together. And always remember that true healing begins with self love. So that's the introduction to the book. And I gotta figure out how to set it down without it falling. So I hope that, what time is it? That introduction was helpful to you. You guys, I really love water. And I love water with lemon. It's like my favorite thing. Love that. Healing begins with self love. Yeah, it does. I say it after just about every video. And Chrissy Sam, that's what I founded to really change things for me when I started loving myself and focusing on myself and not every bad thing that ever happened or every person that hurt me. It really, really changed things for me. It really did. So let me see. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read chapter one and then we're gonna stop there. And next week, next Friday, we'll pick up. Well, actually, next Friday night. No, I think I'll be out of town, so I'm not sure what time I'll be on, but we'll try to do this book every Friday night. Okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and read chapter one. Just listen. If you need to close your eyes, that's fine. Don't have to worry about typing. Here we go. Chapter one, recognize you need help. The first step in healing from abuse is recognizing that you need help. It took my life being threatened to know that I needed help. I was so terrified when my husband and his drug dealer barged in that night. I thought I was going to be killed and my children were going to be hurt as well. I wasn't going to let that happen again. Right then and there, I knew I needed to make a change. I knew that I needed to do something different or my kids wouldn't have a mother anymore. Admitting this fact to myself was very difficult, but I needed to do it to start healing and be able to fix what was allowing me to stay in that relationship. It took time to work through this process, but recognizing I needed help was the key to moving forward. If you're in an unhealthy relationship but may not be ready to leave yet, you can still take steps to begin your healing process. It starts by admitting that you're in a situation that's not good for you, that's toxic, abusive, and unhealthy. Realizing that it's time to make a change is the first step, but sometimes it can be hard to accept this realization. Here are some indicators that might help you. See how many apply to you. And then there's bullet points. You're tired all the time. You find it difficult to make decisions. You don't trust your intuition. You feel afraid in your own home. You don't put your children first. You do things that are out of character. You feel like you're going crazy. You hide what you're experiencing from close friends and family. You don't speak up for yourself. You're sad and you don't do things you would normally enjoy. You isolate yourself from your friends and family. If any of these sound like you, it can be shocking because realizing that you're in a situation that's abusive is difficult. It's not an easy thing to admit because you want your life to be perfect. You want everybody around you to think you have the best relationship ever and that you're happy and thriving. Admitting that you're in pain isn't easy. Healing isn't easy. But I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's worth the investment in yourself. I'm so thankful that you've taken the first step to experience the power of healing by reading this book. A great way to start the process is by using a reflection tool, which will allow you to process what you're feeling about a painful experience and be able to release the emotions attached to it. The best way to do this is to get in a quiet place by yourself with no distractions. Begin by writing down the event that took place that has led you to think that your relationship is unhealthy. You must be honest with yourself and be as specific as possible. Write down as much as you can. After you do that, you can begin the reflection process by asking yourself the following questions and writing down your answers. What was I feeling during the event? How do I feel about the event now that it's over? And how do I feel about the person who mistreated me? You might start off with just one event because that might be a lot to process in a day. Then come back to it and write some more. If another event happens, write about it using the same technique. If you find writing is difficult, then try recording yourself on your phone instead. Reflecting on your experiences will enable you to process what happened to you and move it from inside of you to outside of you. Hold on, I need a deep breath and some water. When you release pain, it's important because you're letting out all the emotions that you've been attached to for so long. Every abuse you have suffered or mean word you have endured is often kept to yourself. All those painful feelings have been bottled up inside you. You need to let them out somehow and allow yourself to process your emotions. The reflection writing exercise helped me to let go of my painful experiences. I used it to write about a time when my abuser was trying to smother me with a pillow. I was literally being suffocated in my own bed when my children were home. It was so traumatizing, but I could never talk about it, and as a result, I couldn't be free from it. Writing about it allowed me to work through that trauma and process how I felt about it. It allowed me to feel my feelings and then move forward. When writing about my experiences in this way, I find it best to be as detailed as possible. For example, I wrote about a time when I was told that I was going to end up in a body bag if I didn't do what my abuser wanted. I'll never forget those words. When I think about that moment, I remember exactly where I was and what I was doing. I was sitting on my bed in my room and I was looking out the window. When he said those words to me, I could see an ambulance pulling up in front of that window to pick up my dead body. The more I can write about what I was thinking and how I felt, the more I can process the pain that was caused and work through it. Another writing exercise I have found helpful if I don't have something I can think of to write about is to set a timer for 10 minutes. Let my mind go free and just start writing about anything that pops into my head. The challenge is to keep writing until the timer goes off. Even if I can't think of anything to write about, then I just write, my mind is blank, over and over until I come up with something else to write about. The timer exercise helps me process emotions that I have internalized. It's an important tool and can help you on your healing journey too. The more I use these tools, the more I begin to feel a new strength and power that I never knew that I had before. I realized that my life could be different, my life could change. From then on, I got serious about determining what kind of life I wanted moving forward. I did everything I could to become a better person, to become the person God made me to be. I didn't have to live my life based on how someone else felt or thought I should act. I could be free. That was something I never thought was possible. The first step was recognizing I needed help, just like you're doing now by reading this book, just by or listening to this book. Just by taking this all in, you're saying, I am important, I matter, and I'm ready to heal. I hope that after doing the writing exercises in this chapter that you have found a new strength. I hope you're pumped up and ready to move forward, no longer satisfied to live in a place where you feel like you don't matter because you do. You absolutely matter. Lisa Smiles, Q Scott, Chrissy, Sam, and Acacia. You matter. Your life matters and you can heal. So that's chapter one on my little book. And the next time we're on together, we'll read chapter two together. And Lisa likes the timer idea. Yeah, so in the oh, let's see if I have it right here. No, I think it's in my room. All right, we're gonna take a commercial break because I want to show you guys. So hold on a second, okay? I'll be right back. Um, Well, scratch that idea. I'll show you next time. I cannot. Oh, I know where it is. My binder is in my box that I'm putting together for the group coaching. But I do want to show you guys something because I always say too that healing, being on a healing journey is work and it's time and it's effort. It's not just going to happen. Because if you have a lot of traumatic events or even one traumatic, painful event of your past, it's going to take a lot of your energy and time to deal with those things because you can't skip around things. You got to go through it and deal with it. So I'll show you this binder that I have down here. Look at the muscles in my arms, you guys. I've been working really hard on that. But I just want to show you, like, this binder is an accumulation of work that I had to put in to get to a place where to where I am today. And I'm always healing, I'm always growing, and I'm always learning something. But this is just notes and work that I did and courses, and it's also part of my the oh my gosh, Celebrate Recovery too. And then here are some and here are a couple messages that I taught throughout that process too. So like healing's a whole thing. Like it's a whole thing. So like yeah. I've been through a lot, and I think maybe you have too, right? If you're on this channel and you found this video, but no, you're not alone. Nothing you could ever say to me is going to surprise me. I probably experienced just about anything you could imagine. So, oh yeah, I did the work. Oh yeah, I did the work. So the next time we're on, I'll pull out the binder because I want to show you the 12-week workbook course, but also the first chapter of that book coincides with that first workbook. So the exercises you heard tonight in chapter 1, they're in more detail inside the workbook. So it's really good stuff. And literally when I wrote that it's everything I did, it really is like everything I did. And I was listening to a video today. And well, you know how when you're watching a video, the ads come on and stuff like that. And the one group I was in, we had to learn how to write ads. And I have an ad. Actually, the video is on my channel, and I think it is public. But that one of those videos, it's the one where you buy the book and a video pops up. But that was my ad, right? And I ran that for a little while, but it just made me so uncomfortable. I hated that. But my point is, like a lot of times people will say, this is exactly what I did, or, if you do this, you'll get these results. I cannot promise you any results because I'm not you. And I don't know what your worth ethic is or the level of effort you'll put into something. But, if you just think, and especially in this space we're in, that things are just going to happen because you want to change, it takes a little bit more than that. And I'm learning that now as I'm crossing over and really focusing on my the financial space in my life, and realizing too that if I want that to look different, if I want to eliminate debt, if I want to, live in abundance like God has said Christians should be, right? If I desire to have financial freedom, I've got to put in the work and the time. So I'm committed to every day spending 30 minutes to an hour on my finances. And it's like nothing's going to change there if I don't do the work. So now that's my big challenge too this year, is to really put that time in and to track everything, literally everything, right? What is it called? The zero-based budget or something. I don't know. There's all these terms I'm learning, but that's a whole nother story. So yeah. anyways, that's about it, you guys. I'm thankful that you are all here. And hopefully you feel better than you did before you got on. Or if you have questions, email me, Shena at shenamajor.com. And all right, so the girls and I are hitting the road in the morning for Blessings Volleyball Tournament. So I'll see what comes out tomorrow. And always, always remember that true healing begins with self-love. Why? Because God is love and He lives on the inside of you. He really does. Now, Lisa, you left out the word sweet. Now, I can't go to bed without seeing that. Are you going to retype it? Have a safe trip. Yeah, we'll be fine. Have fun tomorrow. We will, Chrissy. We're going to have a good time. I'm excited. I haven't seen Blessing play since her high school season ended. This is her last club season. Thank God. Because I can just use that money to roll right over into something else, right? Pay off that debt. So that's good. Yes, my sweet big sister. Now that's what I was waiting for. I just love the way that sounds. I really do. I really do. I love you back, Lisa Smiles, Chrissy, Sam, Q, Scott, Acacia. And did I miss anybody else? Is that who was on here? Q, Scott, Acacia, Chrissy, Sam. Yeah. I know Tracy Ann's going to watch, so I'll shout out to her. And then anybody else listening that aren't in the comments, thank you for joining me. And I'm hopeful that this was helpful. Oh, I like how that sounded. I'm hopeful that this was helpful. All right, you guys, I'm getting silly because I'm sleepy. And then I get the giggles. I really do. All right, everybody sleep tight. Know that God is with you and rest. And just like, love yourself. Give yourself a hug. Look in the mirror and say, I love you. And actually say your own name. Really, it's a powerful thing. I'm late. We'll have to watch the replay. Good night, everyone. Oh, Coach Jessica, welcome home. Now, Coach Jessica, hold on. Here, you standing on that boat, and that dress was flowing, and then you had the sunglasses too. You were not messing around. I mean, I really thought I was there. I was so caught up in the video. I really thought I was there. I did. And then the sunset you shared with us, listen, it was a whole thing for me. And I'm so proud of you and so happy for you. And I really hope, okay, Coach Jessica says it was a vibe. So, Lisa said that. Oh, yeah, it really was. I was like, now look at my Coach Jessica out there just on that boat, no life jacket. And I think you were on like the tip of the boat. Can you swim, Coach Jessica? Do you know how to swim? Because you were out there in the middle of that ocean or water. I need to know. Is she going to tell me? I cannot. Well, Coach Jessica, that's why I thank God that you made it home. Well, listen, you might not have been able to swim, but you were looking fabulous, and I love it. And then I noticed your hair is growing in so nice. So nice too. Yeah, I was looking at that. Have you been exercising? I haven't seen any of those exercise videos. Those are so motivational. I've been doing those squats and the back of my legs are burning. But anywho, yeah, I was really motivated by that vacation. I don't really like to fly. When we had to go to Orlando last spring, and I was on a plane in so long, and my girls, it was their first time because we had a volleyball tournament in Orlando. It was a lot for me just to take my two daughters by myself on that plane and navigate our way around. Now, Lisa, I don't gotta fly. I can get in my minivan and just drive to you. Like, I really could. Gosh. What did she say? I will be back to my workouts Monday. Had an unusual schedule in December, but I'm back to getting finer. I like that. Well, that's good. Those videos are motivating. Well, look, Coach Jessica, you haven't been on too many lives, but yeah, y'all thought I was messing around. Here's my water. This is my workout. Now look at my arm. It works. Look at that. Can you see the muscle? Look at that. Now I can hold it there. Okay, I keep this at the top of my stairs. Yes, I do. And this is how I exercise. Every time I go up the stairs or down the stairs, I have this water and it's really heavy. I don't know how many pounds this is, but I'm not messing around. Get yourself some milk. And when you drink all the milk, literally fill it with water. I keep talking about this. So if you didn't believe me, it's the truth. It's right here. Okay. Yeah. And then I was in Dick's looking for weights. I'm like, why am I going to do that? I could put that money to one of my buckets. I'm going to keep my water, my milk jug and water. Ooh, Lisa said she's doing it. Okay. That's good. Let's drink to that. To Lisa Smiles in her water gallon. That's real good. Well, Jessica, now that you told me you're going to be getting finer and getting back into it, I'll be looking for the videos and I'll be liking them to forward this workout session. Lisa says when she walks down the hallway, she picks it up. Lisa, it's little by little over time. You will be to see the difference. Because when I bent down to pick up that binder, I was noticing my own muscle. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, you guys. I really crack myself up sometimes. My daughter does not think I'm funny. You know, Blessing. Blessing doesn't think I'm funny. I thought that was funny. Lisa's laughing. Now, Lisa, are you laughing at me or with me? There's a difference. There's a difference. All right, you guys. I love you. And I'll be seeing you soon for real. For real, for real, for real. All right, let me get some rest with you. Okay, that's good. Good night, you guys. Good night. Oh my goodness, so fun.